Likeability comes before trustability. How many of you heard of that phrase before? I'm sure you have. Listen, in order for people to do business with you, in order for people want to collaborate with you, in order for people want to actually get to know you, they have to like you first. So in today's video, I want to talk about some tips on how to build instant connection with someone you just met / a stranger. Listen, I have been in the people business for over 3 decades. Generally, I am an individual that loves to talk to people. But there's a difference between love talking to people than actually master the skill set on getting other people to also open up to you. So let's get right into it. First, always show interest on other people's passion and interest by asking great questions, right? Everybody wants to talk about what they love to do. Everybody wants to talk about their hobbies, their goals, what they are into. If you are someone that sincerely and authentically want to get to know somebody, simply learning how to ask questions about them. Do not focusing on talking about you. Get to a level is more of 90 and 10. 90% asking questions about their passion, whether they are into cooking, maybe they are into social media, content creators. Maybe this individual love hiking. They like to travel around the world. You got to be able to ask questions that get them to open their mouth and talking about themselves. That is step number 1. The other day, I was on a ride with my son, Kingsley. He's generally an individual that does not usually initiate a conversation first unless he knows that person very well. And on the same ride, we have a business colleague on the same ride, and she started to ask Kingsley questions. And one of the things she asked about Kingsley was about, what are you actually into these days? What is your passion? And Kingsley started to talk about, you know what, I just came back from a 2-week camp in Oregon, and I went to snowboarding over there. Then she went on to ask more questions about the snow camp. Did you miss Shaun White? Because it was a Shaun White a snowboarding camp, and talking about different techniques when it comes to skiing and snowboarding. Oh my God, once the can is open and my son was able to share his own experience and passion with another person who's truly interested in his interests. I mean, he literally spoke for like 30 minutes nonstop. And that is pretty magical when someone knowing and wanting to get to know the other person by asking their interests and passion. So that is always number 1. Second thing, you want to learn how to compliment people authentically. The key of complimenting people is not to overdo it and not do it fakely. Every individual that you meet, I promise you, there's always something worthy for you to compliment them on, whether it is their dress code, their style, their philosophy, their demeanor, their attitude, their achievement of education, career, or whatnot. By having conversation, you're always going to find out something about that individual that is worthy for you to compliment them on. And people love compliments if it's done authentically, if it's not overdoing it. Who doesn't like authentic compliments? Think about that, right? And that leads to another thing is always recognize someone's achievements, okay? That's a big one. If somebody graduated with 4.0 and working at a Fortune 500 companies, or they rank top 1% in the real estate business, or they just simply is an elite soccer player, you want to compliment, not just compliment, but now recognize that in the individual's achievement, because it's something that not many people can do, right? There's a difference between somebody just like, hey man, dress up shop, hey, You dress up very sharp. Man, I like your style. That's a compliment on their dress code. Versus somebody just, recently, got an award, for example, as one of the top sales agent in the office as a realtor, and they're sharing that excitement with you, and then you want to immediately jump on by, recognizing the achievement by saying, you know what, not everybody's going to be great in sales. Not everybody's doing great in sales. Just the fact that you got that award, I'm sure I'm sure you are very proud of yourself. I'm sure your family's extremely proud of you. And, I wish myself, also learning more about real estate. You understand what I'm saying? As long as you say it from an angle of sincerity and truly feeling happy for that person, people can feel it, okay? And always remember people's name. If you meet somebody, first time, second time, you should be able to remember their names and pronounce it correctly. There is no name in this world is more important than your own name. Does it make sense? Because sometimes people say, well, how do you remember people's names? I meet a lot of people, and a lot of people are very surprised and impressed by my memories of remembering people's names first times, mostly second times. It's because I intentionally try to remember their names. And I asked one time, I create a picture and match to their name because I know how important it is for people to remember my name. So vice versa, I know it's how important for them to also know other people actually remember their name and pronounce it correctly as well. The next one is to have a sense of humor and letting people know that you're a fun person to be around, right? Doesn't mean that you have to be a clown. Doesn't mean that you have to just making inappropriate jokes to make people feel, below you. In general, people want to be around people who's relaxed, also goal-oriented, that want to have a big dreams, aspiration, but you want to add a sprinkle of humor in there and able to crack some appropriate jokes with people and making people feel also relaxed, right? So if you do have a sense of humor, and if you learn how to have a sense of humor, that is a big plus when it comes to connecting with someone you just met and be up that likability factor right off the bat. And the last one is dress up good, talk good, but most importantly, smell good. You gotta have good hygiene, man. All right, gotta take showers twice a day if you have to. Wash your hair, brush your teeth 2 times a day minimum. Have mints right next to you when you go out, on social events. Make sure you dress sharp, and people look at you and say, hey, man, this person's going somewhere, and this person is professional. This person is also someone that I want to be around with because it seems like he has a great image, professional, fun. Who doesn't want to be around with those people that also has a good image as well? So it's not that difficult, honestly. I mean, after 3 decades of working with people, people is going to come up with a whole course on how to build connections. And the way I look at it is that if you just follow those couple tips and practice on it, whether it's having appropriate jokes and create a sense of humor, remember people's name, pronounce it correctly, complimenting people authentically, recognize and acknowledge people's achievement, asking the right questions or great question by showing your interest on other people's interest and passion, get them to talk about what they do. People is going to start to like you. Once they like you, the door opens. Now all the possibilities is going to follow. Remember again, likability always comes before trustability. I hope today's short message, some of these tips that I share with you, it's something that I've been working on for many years. Eventually I became so natural at it, and it works. Sometimes the most simple thing works the best. So I hope today some of those simple tips I just shared with you will give you some confidence and courage to go out there by using some of these tips to go and build instant connection with someone you just met. Go out, have fun out there. There's a lot of great people in this world. Go have fun, get to know them. JW here, and I hope you guys love today's content. Post a comment below and let me know your thoughts of today's video, or share some of your ideas, what you believe can help others to build instant connection with strangers they just met. JW here, and see you soon. Take care. JW here. If you like my content, comment below and download my JW Just Win app. See you next time.